It is no secret that Family Guy is not meant for children. They are no stranger to including scenes that would make your grandma have a heart attack if she saw them, and it's been going on for the last 25 years. Just think of all of the little kids who were peacefully watching YouTube on their iPads when they came across this. They are all now traumatized for life. So today, because I am such a good guy, I'm going to be making an alternate version of this show to save the children. And then at the end of the video, you will see what I think a Family Guy for Kids spin-off would look like. I haven't watched much Family Guy in the past, so I did some research to work out what I could fix. Yes, watching Family Guy for a whole day is definitely research, and not just me being lazy. No! I decided that the show is usually about a fat man who does bad things, mixed in with a lot of cutaway gags. Like, a lot of cutaway gags. In an attempt to mimic the style of other kids shows, this will be animated in 3D, using Blender. Only problem is, I am really bad at modeling characters. Even though I have made a lot of videos using Blender, I actually have no idea how to sculpt and rig a full model, because usually I just control my characters without the use of any armatures. But for these characters, I'm going to have to make the jump, and spend a whole day watching Blender tutorials to understand everything. Let's start with Peter, because he is realistically the face of the show. I first tried to model his head, so I made this using 2 different spheres, but it looked bad. So I tried again with just one, but it also looked like trash. I decided I should just follow a tutorial, and I ended up making this low poly head. I could then subdivide it and sculpt the details onto it. This was the result, but it was missing the details. So I added eyes, glasses, and of course his balls, which are on his chin. Why? Then I used the same technique to sculpt his beautifully round body, which is so large that if I subdivide it too much, it crashes my computer. The last parts to add were his arms and his legs, as well as the rest of the details. And now, I can say what you've all been waiting for.
It's the guy from Fortnite!
As you can tell, I make very original jokes. Now I need to go through the long process of rigging Peter so that I can make him dance. Apparently, all I needed to do was add a bone, extrude it to make the right shape, and it should work out by itself. This, in fact, did not work. I went down a rabbit hole of research to work out what was wrong, and ended up finding a few Reddit posts from 2014 that explained what I needed to do. I spent some extra time to work out how to make some bendy arms, which I really love, because they can get him into some really cursed positions. Now that he has some bones in him, I can animate a quick little test. But before that, I needed a set, so I modeled a couch, a chair, a TV, and some speakers to recreate the iconic Griffin living room. Now I can animate my first shot with Peter.
Hey, I think you should subscribe to the MPT channel. I think it would be cool if it got to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If you don't subscribe, then you are very, very silly.
As we all know, Peter is very logical, so everything he says must be true. So you should do exactly what he says. But I can't just have one character in my child-friendly episode. I need more. I downloaded this Brian model from CD Trader, which was kindly provided by Red Neilby. I don't want to use the whole thing, because I can easily enough model the body and arms myself, but the head would have taken me forever, so I am going to steal it. I made a simple rig for Brian, very similar to Peter's, apart from this one has a bone to make his mouth move to make it look like he's talking. I started animating, but my Brian rig immediately stopped working, so I had to fix it. Here is what the new and old look like next to each other. Basically, I just got rid of the silly bendy arms, which is sad, because now he can't bend his arms in ridiculously cursed ways. Family Guy, whether good or bad, is renowned for its cutaway gags, so best believe I'm going to be using them as well. It needs to be something that all the kids will know, so I had to choose a reference reserved for the underdeveloped pea-brain people that most people call children. I decided that Teletubbies were probably a good option, and I found a nice free model with textures made by Yuahia. I am doing so well with names today. When I was doing research on jokes that I could tell about these creatures, I came across this video. I don't know if I should be scared or just deeply concerned. I animated the final shot using the Teletubbies, then added final details like the mouths, and it was done. Here is Family Guy for Kids.
Hey Brian, I'm going down to the local food shelter to volunteer and help out.
That's a really good idea, Peter. You should definitely do that.
I just think it isn't good that they don't have as much as us.
Yeah, it's good to help out.
Like that time I helped out the Teletubbies.
You should take this box of food to donate to the charity.
That is such a good idea, Brian.
I love you, Peter.